Hey, friends. Today, let's talk about turning or burning. A new friend of mine, Dan Kent, observes in his wonderful and quotable book, Confident Humility, making people smaller does not make God bigger. End quote. The truth of this statement was on full display when I attended an evangelistic event aimed at teenagers a few years ago. Though I was raised in turn or burn zealotry, this particular presentation was the most heavy handed I had ever witnessed. My heart broke for the handful of young people reduced to emotional puddles on the gym floor. Many of them were openly weeping. And these were not joyful tears from thankful hearts, expressing their love for God. No. These were hot tears born of despair. These wailing teens were bemoaning their wretchedness. And they were pleading for the angry God to forgive them and not burn them alive in hell forever. In other words, they were trying so hard to turn so they wouldn't burn. Now, the reason I said evangelistic event is because the word evangel is supposed to connote good news. But friend, fear, guilt, shame, and self-loathing are not good news. Don't you think there's enough fear and guilt and shame and self-loathing in the world? Now, while I want to believe that all the purveyors of the turn or burn non-gospel are sincere and have nothing but the best of intentions, I cannot ignore the fact that sincerity is not the same thing as accuracy. That is, we can be sincerely mistaken. I have been. Haven't you? But this is one reason why Jesus came, to correct our sincere, albeit mistaken, images of God. Jesus reveals to us that God is not our enemy. Who needs his white-hot wrath against us, placated by blood sacrifice? No. Jesus didn't come to change God's mind about us. He came to change our minds about God. God is like Jesus. Always has been. Always will be. Jesus is the perfect revelation of God. When we see him, we see God. Jesus tells us that his Father sent him into the world not because God was full of hate or rage, but because God loved the world so much. Jesus didn't come to save us from God. He came to save us from sin, Satan, and death. These are the enemies of humanity, not God. And never forget, Jesus became human and remains human. That is to say, Jesus is now and forever fully God and truly human. And the fully human one, Jesus Christ, is forming us into his image. We don't have to live stunted lives or see ourselves as less than. We don't need to denigrate or debase our humanity. No. Following Jesus is about more life, not less. Jesus isn't in the business of making humans smaller. He's in the process of making us bigger. Well, that's all for now. Leave a comment or question and join the conversation.